Alright guys, the last review video that we're going to do is number 6, which is on the back page. What I'm going to do with number 6 is we're not going to deal with D, but we're going to talk about A through C. We're going to set them up, and again, like in the last video, we're going to solve them to the point where all you would need to do is punch it into the calculator. So one thing you have to understand about number 6 is that this beginning sentence applies to each of these problems. So you are using E equals V times e to the RT for each of these. So it's Fernando investing in a high yield savings account. For some reason, they're letting him use this exponential or this continuously compounded interest formula. And it looks like our normal continuously compounded interest formula, but these are different numbers or letters to represent our total amount and our principal amount. It makes no difference. So A says how much has he initially invested. So the thing you don't know is how much he initially invested. So V, if he now has $7,672.90. All right, so we can set that up. The thing we don't know is V, that's the initial investment. E doesn't change, that's really a number. The rate of increase is 0.13. And it's been 15 years. E is your $7,672.90. All right, we're going to set that one up. We'll leave it B for now. We'll go on to B. So if B says he puts $11 into the account and it grows to $300 in 22 years. What was the interest rate? So now we're trying to find R. We have E, V, and T. So we can set it up. He now has $300. He initially had $11. We don't know R, but we do know that it's been 22 years. So how will we go about solving that one? Let's leave it B and move on to C. C says how much time has passed with a 26% interest rate since an initial investment of $603.45 if now he has 800. So now we're solving for time. So if he has 800 now, he initially had $603.45. E is a number. To the 0.26, that's the rate. We don't know time. 3 different problems, 3 different variables to solve for. So the unique thing about this problem is that when you solve for rate and we're dealing with continuously compounded interest, it's exactly like solving for T. That's not true if we're dealing with regular growth and decay or compounded interest of some other amount. But in this particular case, solving for T is going to be just like solving for R. The steps are going to be exactly the same. The first thing we're going to do in both cases is divide by V, which is our initial investment. So in B, we're going to divide by 11 first on both sides. In C, we're going to divide by $603.45. And the reason we do that is to get rid of that number that's being multiplied by our E to the RT in those 2 problems. So the first step, that's very simple. It's just like solving for time or rate. It is going to leave us with 300 over 11 for our argument for B. You're going to have E to the RT left. And in B, just like in C, there's only one way to get this exponent to be by itself. You've got to swing that base over to the other side. So you're going to have to use a logarithm. So what you're going to be left with B is log base E of 300 over 11 equals 22R. And I just switched those around, but it doesn't really matter. And in C, you're going to be left with, let me just put it over here, log base E of 800 divided by $603.45 equals 0.26 T. Your final step in each of these is going to be exactly the same. Just divide by the coefficient of your variable. So in B, it's going to be divided by 22. In C, it's going to be dividing by 0.26. So those problems are pretty much the same at that point. That'll get rid of the coefficient. You got your variable by itself. Very similar problems. In A is kind of like in the last page when we were talking about solving for P. A is much quicker. You don't have to use a logarithm. In order to get this V by itself, you just need to divide both sides by e to the RT. And that'll get rid of it. They cancel out on that side, and then on this side you have your e to the RT. So just punch this piece right here into your calculator and you've got your answer. Just some more practice solving for different variables. That'll do it for the practice. Study hard, you guys, and good luck. I'll see you on Monday.